let's see what the Halloween's all about. For folks who aren't aware, Halloween's going to be an asymmetrical multiplayer horror game, similar to something like Dead by Daylight that's still active today, more so similar to the Friday 13th game that came out previously that Elphonic and Gunn worked on, which the same people are working on this. So I'm expecting a lot of the animations to feel very similar to Friday the 13th. It's only like 7.5 minutes. Let's check it out. Okay, some Myers gameplay.
Multiplayer in Halloween is a 1v4 asymmetrical horror experience that pits the residents of Haddonfield against the shape of pure evil, Michael Myers. In this quintessential slasher simulator, our playable cast of civilian characters desperately
do we care about any of these characters
and themselves from the omnipresent boogeyman?
I mean, I doubt Jamie Lee Curtis would give her license or her likeness, but I don't know if these are just like generic
we're incredibly excited to
kids.
pull back the curtain and unveil more details that demonstrate our commitment to delivering our most robust, dynamic, and terrifying multiplayer offering yet.
That's like one of his powers.
Michael Myers is a creeping, methodical killer, and on Halloween night, Haddonfield becomes his hunting ground. The boogeyman's primary desire is to eliminate every living resident in this quiet town, but he also begins each match with a list of special targets that supply greater rewards if killed before time expires.
Oh, he has like
these unfortunate residents are
kind of like an object of obsession in Dead by Daylight.
And Michael players are empowered to use their nightmare suite of abilities to locate.
Cool. Different powers like like Jason had.
And ultimately execute their victims and anyone bold enough to interfere.
There's definitely going to be like environmental kills like that.
Killer Sense allows players to
stalking.
behind the mask.
Why is the person sweeping? You have to do chores as one of the humans.
Skill and entering the first-person perspective, Michael becomes aggressively aware of his surroundings and the proximity of
the part I'm not sure about is like F13 had different maps. Is this all going to be Haddonfield? Maybe it's different layouts of Haddonfield, but
targets and open increasingly satisfying options for executions.
Oh jeez. Did Michael get as creative? I didn't watch like all the Halloween movies. Did he get as creative as Jason with his kills though? I kind of think he just stabs for the most part.
Fundamental abilities like shape jump,
maybe like some creativeness, but it doesn't feel like he did as much as Jason from what I have seen.
Slips into the shadows to move around environments unseen. Not only does this
increase so just like phased in there,
speed, but it also provides access to other powerful traversal options, including shape dash, which sends Michael lunging forward with violent momentum. Shape jump is confidently one of the most powerful tools at Michael's disposal.
These survivors feel like their character models look very similar to F13. Maybe a little bit more polished because it's been a few years, but you can see like the guts of F13 for sure.
Caveats. Our masked antagonist can only enter and exit shape jump while in the cover of darkness or outside a resident's line of sight. The light may provide
so if they're looking, you can't just show up. That's like the horror stereotype. You just kind of like show up in the background when they're not looking.
Cutting power and even catalyzing temporary blackouts.
Ooh.
Despite the unquestionable malevolence of Michael Myers, his horrifying homecoming to Haddonfield won't be welcomed without resistance. As the body count climbs and evidence of the boogeyman's presence becomes undeniable, local authorities, residents, and distinct playable civilians...
I'm wondering if you can kill him. Like in F13, you could kill Jason if somebody got a sweater,
Michael knows his way around
and then you like took his mask off, and then you had Tommy Jarvis.
And if especially persistent Haddonfieldites do manage to get the upper hand in exchange, don't worry.
How the hell? It's not possible.
They just vanish.
And we'll say it again.
Can't kill the boogeyman. I was gonna say. So there's no killing Michael? Interesting.
Well, Michael swiftly endeavors to
that was always kind of like a fun mechanic in F13 where you can try to find a way to take out Jason if you collaborated well enough.
And escape the boogeyman's bloodthirst. As a civilian, it's up to you to find fellow Haddonfield residents, convince them of his malicious intent,
we're talking to like NPCs online?
located around the map before they meet an untimely end. This distinctive cast of playable civilian
Wondering all the
characters
ways you
comes
can
equipped
escape,
with
because in
unique
F13
stats,
you could take the boat,
special
you could
traits,
take the
and
car,
signature personalities.
you could have the
To
cops,
ensure
or
no
you could
two
just
matches of
survive.
Halloween play out the
I
same,
thought I've heard something
our
about
team
like
has
taking off on a
constructed
bike in this
vast
game,
playground
but I
of
don't know for sure.
possibilities in Haddonfield, offering civilians a multitude of diverse gameplay systems to aid them in achieving their objectives.
Okay,
and
so different like
surviving.
cards.
As
That's almost like
civilians
Back 4
navigate
Blood,
these
isn't it? Where it's like
environments,
different
they'll uncover
abilities.
points of interest, revealing resident NPCs, lootable containers, hiding places, telephones.
Hiding places
possible
barely
escape
like
routes,
was
and
effective
more.
normally. Like you're kind of
Thoroughly
just
and cautiously exploring your
waiting to
surroundings
die if you do
could very
that.
well mean the difference between life and death. And when death comes to your little town, it's probably not a bad idea to head to your neighbors and contact the local authorities. Civilians are tasked with tracking down surviving residents and warning them of the looming threat. Successful conversations with residents can permit civilians to request additional calls to police.
Got it. You
commands
talk to
find
the
secure hiding
neighbors and have them
places,
call the cops.
companionship as they navigate the formerly peaceful streets of Haddonfield.
Should we stick together? Maybe we're better as a team.
Whether it's a local family friend or the authorities, there's safety in numbers. Once the innocent residents of Haddonfield have been located and persuaded, it's time for the civilians to plan their harrowing escape.
There we go.
Lootable containers scattered throughout the map contain weapons, distractions, and key items that can be used to unlock and
Yeah, this
access
is the
a
exact same
variety of
thing. You open
possible
up, you get like a
escape
med
routes. The
spray,
location of these items and escapes changes
you get
from match to
keys,
match,
all that kind of
so
stuff.
Civilians greatly benefit from adjusting their strategies
Yep, there you
based
go.
on the objects uncovered. It's also worth noting that initiating these escape sequences.
I wonder if you get like a
generates
knife, because in the
tremendous
in F13 you could grab a
So
knife that
alert
if you got
Michael to your
taken out by
exact
Jason, you could like
location.
stab him with it to
So what happens in the
get
likely
away.
event that a civilian becomes another display of Michael's wretched, inhumane nature? Well, their Haddonfield story isn't over just yet. Even in death, they can support their friends and even return as a sheriff's deputy. or
That's
the
definitely
unrelenting
Tommy Jarvis.
Dr.
Hey,
Loomis.
it's Loomis. That's
Once
cool.
they've re-emerged upon the streets of Haddonfield, they can cooperate with the remaining civilians and responding officers to try and put a stop.
That's all.
Michael's
That's awesome. I
murderous
feel like that was
rampage.
such a good mechanic in F13 because
Well,
you don't
he
want people
can't
just to
be
quit if they
killed
die right
with
away.
enough community
So you give him the
resistance,
chance to come back in a
proper
different
equipment,
role.
and sheer manpower. He can be detained and shipped
Seems like there's
back
more
to
than just
Smith
one role
Road
here, which is nice.
Sanitarium. Halloween is a legendary film with a genre.
Wonder how the balance is going to be
And
though.
our mission has been to bring the film's unsettling sense of dread to our asymmetrical horror sandbox. By empowering players to control the tension and stage the scares, we're building a multiplayer experience designed with replayability at the
It's got multiple
forefront.
shots.
We'll have more details to share regarding character progression, character traits, customization, proximity chat, and more.
Yeah, this comes out
thrilling
what,
gameplay
like
features
September?
in the coming
That's
months.
a
We
while.
can't wait for all of you to join us when Halloween launches on
Just like-
September 8th, 2026.
Yeah, so about 5 months. All right, I mean that was fine. It showed off a good amount of stuff, so it feels like they're actually ready. I don't expect any kind of delays after seeing it. So as I said, I'm 50-50 on if I'll grab it at launch. It would be a fun one to probably stream, so that probably incentivizes maybe playing it. But I do realize it does say single player, so I guess if the servers ever went away, maybe there would be something still to do. But when it says single player, I'm kind of like, do you mean just playing offline against bots? Because it's not exactly like a campaign or anything. Yeah, do you guys are you guys interested in Halloween at all, or is this a pass for you? I don't know how many people play the ASIM multiplayer games anyway, so if you don't, maybe this one's not even of interest, no matter how good it could be. But it seemed all right. As long as it gets actually supported for a while. Because I mean, like F13, I have it on PlayStation, and while you can technically join somebody else's like server and find some workarounds to still play it, it's kind of a dead game, and one that just doesn't do anything at this point. I mean, a lot of games would be that way, like Dead by Daylight. If that ever closes down, obviously you can't really play that. We've had not as many ASIM horror games though lately. I feel like there's been a little bit of a gap since the last one. Like what, we had like Killer Clowns there. There's a lot of like non-IP ones also that I don't know if I know the names of all of them. After F13 to like, I don't know, 2020-ish, the market was flooded with ASIM horror games. I'm sure it'll be a fun time, especially if you have like a good group to play it with. I don't know if they'll do the same thing they did with F13, because Dead by Daylight, you pick either Survivor or Killer. But F13 I thought had a decent approach, because Jason was the most fun character, so everybody was going to want to play as Jason for the most part. And they just put everybody in one lobby. Like there's 9 people in the lobby or 8 people in the lobby, and the game starts and it randomly assigns somebody Jason. So I'm curious if they'll do that again for Halloween with Michael or not. Yeah, we'll see. We'll keep an eye on it as it gets closer to release for sure.